Well, who saw that coming? Hey, I tell you, that's one of the reasons I like to watch pro wrestling and WWE, because I like the twists and turns that sometimes come my way. And if you are wondering what I'm talking about, don't worry, we're gonna get into it because you are watching Ups and Downs. My name is Simon Miller. This is WhatCulture Wrestling, and yeah, we're about to go through the latest episode of SmackDown and give the good bits an up and give the bad bits a down, because that's what we do on Wednesdays. Let's up those downs. We'd start to SmackDown as there was some really good bits, and there were some really bad bits, or there were some ups, and there were some downs. That works for me. Let's go through it. It began with Shane McMahon, and I swear, this whole gimmick where he comes out and he gets the ring announcer to go, "Best in the world," is really starting to piss me off, see? It's just annoying, and not in the way it's intended to be. It makes me want to turn off my television set. And I tell you, if I didn't say to you that I would watch wrestling so you don't have to, I may very well have done just that, but I can't, so instead we take the finger of power, gets it down. However, I did enjoy how he addressed the Roman Reigns situation, because as you'll remember, last week, Roman did indeed punch Vince McMahon in the face, and Shane couldn't believe that anybody would do that to somebody's father. You get it? It's funny, right? Because he's playing off everything with The Miz, where he attacked Mr. Miz. That was good, it was a callback, and Shane McMahon comes across like an asshole. Give it up. Shane continued to run down Roman, and that was kind of interesting because we have just segued right back into bad guy general manager goes against the top babyface in the company. And I thought WWE was done with that. In fact, it was this version of one of the McMahons that told me they were done with that around about December of last year. He came out into a ring, got a microphone, and words came out of his mouth that made me believe such things. I mean, it did all make sense because Reigns had gone after Shane's daddy, but still, I think it's worth mentioning. Also, when Roman did come out to confront McMahon, he stood there like it was no big deal, and he was all good to throw down. Can you imagine Vince McMahon ever doing that when Stone Cold Steve Austin came out? Vinnie Mac didn't do that. He did that gulp thing. He used to go, because he was so shocked that Stone Cold was about to whoop his ass. Anyways, before all was said and done, Elias had come to the ring, and he distracted Roman Reigns, and that allowed Shane McMahon and Elias to whip Roman Reigns all around the place. And I don't know how I feel about that. I'll have to wait to see how it all plays out. But I will say this, Roman was cheered like an absolute hero on SmackDown, and he feels fresh. Being on Tuesday nights, that was probably the best move out of all the superstar shakeup. Also, yes, just accept it now, Kofi Kingston may be the champion, but the focal point is going to be Roman Reigns. And it's not the first time it happened. It happened with Daniel Bryan back in the day. It happened with Rey Mysterio. Hell, it even happened with one CM Punk, and that's probably one of the reasons he eventually just walked out. He was like, screw this. We also saw Shane and Elias being all buddy-buddy backstage, so that is absolutely a new pairing. We'll keep our eyes on it. Backstage promo with the New Day next, and Kofi Kingston is still really happy that he's WWE champion, and Xavier Woods is happy as well. And if you can believe it, we're actually carrying on all the New Day stuff with Kevin Owens. He was back being the Big O and said to Kofi, "You got this later, man. You'll beat Shinsuke Nakamura in your first ever title defense." Now, this was all very standard stuff, but it was also excellent foreshadowing from WWE, and I can't remember the last time we got some foreshadowing, and I love a bit of foreshadowing. Hashtag foreshadowing, didn't say that right, hashtag up. And it's another up for Andrade versus Finn Balor, because WWE even gave us a reason as to why Andrade and Zelina had jumped back to SmackDown. They said they'd gone over to Raw and beaten up Finn Balor, and then that little ragamuffin had tried to run away, so they've moved themselves back to Tuesday nights to teach him a lesson. I mean, it's a little convoluted, but I will take it. And the match was good too. It kind of followed the same path as before, but that's no bad thing. Vega kept getting involved, but she screwed up eventually because she went to give Finn Balor a crossbody. He just shifted out the way. Andrade had to catch her. And of course, when those things happen in a WWE ring, you know you've been distracted. Then he got coup de grace. Finn Balor retained his Intercontinental Championship, although saying that, I have absolutely no idea if the belt was on the line. If it was, as per usual, nobody on the announce team made a big deal out of it. Elias and Shane were backstage next, and I have a feeling if you don't like this as a pairing, you're not gonna like SmackDown for a very long time. Basically, I can envision a lot of these kind of skits going forward, but Elias was playing a song, and it's quite a good tune as well, about how he wants to face Roman Reigns at Money in the Bank. Shane McMahon said, yep, that sounds good, and they drove away in a limo, because who doesn't do that halfway through their working day? I am confused as to what we are doing with the women's tag team titles though. Once again, much like we did on Raw, we had the Iconics, or at least a version of the Iconics, lose, so now they're just starting to come across as massive flukes. Down. I have to do that for consistency, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, go back 24 hours and watch the ups and downs for Raw. But if you do continually beat your champions, even in this, guys, it was singles competition once more, sooner or later I go, those people are crap. And yeah, again, they didn't lose as a team. It was Peyton Royce this time getting the big L as she took on Kairi Sane. That's great, that's awesome. Kairi's getting called up and she's getting big wins. But aside from being a jobber tag team, the day or a couple of days after WrestleMania 35, the Iconics aren't really doing all that much. Anyway, again, it was good that Sane got the win. I don't want to overlook that. It made me happy, and that insane elbow still makes me feel all happy and warm inside. And just so you understand the whole segment, there was also some nonsense with Mandi Rose and Sonya Deville. Beforehand, they were saying to Paige, we're never going to reunite Absolution. I don't think Paige cares about that, guys. And afterwards, they just pointed at all the teams and basically laughed. Storytelling. The positive of all of this, though, is that we are building up a bunch of women's tag teams now, and that's what we need to do. We need that depth. Also, it's absolutely hilarious seeing Paige come out to pirate music. A weird bit with Aleister Black next. He was sat in a dark room and he told us while fans know who he is, they don't understand his complex character. It was a bit like a 16-year-old sitting in their bedroom with the lights off while listening to Last Resort by Papa Roach. But it was intriguing, it was interesting, and Aleister Black did very well with it. Also, I love Aleister Black, so fingers crossed, give it up. We then found out what WWE currently thinks about Chad Gable, R-Truth, and Jinder Mahal. Why? Because they all got Lars Sullivan. Now this one is tough, because as I said before, if you are choosing to push someone, they've got to take out some other wrestlers, otherwise they won't get the momentum they need. So if WWE is focusing on Lars, he does have to go out there and pulverize some people. It just upset me because only a week removed from the Superstar shakeup, especially when over on Raw, we've now got Robert Roode. I was just hoping we'd do more with Chad Gable. That's it, just a little bit of hope. It's extinguished now, I'll forget about it. Worth noting, it was meant to be Chad Gable versus Jinder Mahal, but that never got started. Sullivan interrupted straight away, and he took out Chad Gable like he was nothing more than a bag of crisps. And he was going to beat up Jinder, but he legged it, and the Sings got it instead. And boy howdy do those two always get smashed. R-Truth, like a fool, then run down to try and get some revenge about what happened to him recently, but of course this is Lars Sullivan. Truth got destroyed as well. So that's what, 4 people, because the Sings are 2. 4 people got Lars Sullivan. But hey, like I said, we're trying to make him a big deal, so give it up. Roman Reigns then accepted that Money in the Bank match with Elias we talked about earlier. I don't think you had to do that, Roman, because Shane had made it clear that he was in control and you were going to have to do it regardless, but I appreciated you letting me know that you are going to kick Elias's ass. Break his guitar too, doesn't like that, gets really upset. Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair went face to face after this, and yes, that's probably far sooner than we needed it, but it was still pretty good. Give it up. The main point seemed to be that Flair was taking umbrage with the fact that she never actually lost at WrestleMania 35, and yet here she stands without any world championships. And let it be known that WWE really doubled down on the fact it was Ronda Rousey who took the loss here, and I guess that's probably because they've now realized, oh wait, Ronda ain't gonna come back like Brock used to. Screw it, let's just use her as best we can. Both women think that the other one is obsessed with them and that they're always in their head, and I actually think that's true from both perspectives, and that's really cool. It's like a Batman versus Joker thing we've got going on here. No matter who else is within their lives, deep down back here in the brain, they're always thinking Charlotte, or they're always thinking Becky. They're joined at the hip. The short version is, because they basically just did this for around about 5 minutes, is that Becky wants to move on from Charlotte and give the opportunity to other people. One of those people she mentioned was Bayley, so Bayley came out and said, hey Bex, that's a great idea, because guess who you've never beaten? That's right, me, Bayley. The Hugger then demanded a title shot. Flair disagreed, so they came up with the idea that we can have Charlotte versus Bayley, and whoever wins gets a guaranteed shot at the SmackDown title down the line. Then by magic or osmosis, the McMahons made the match. The commentary team just told us that, and they're so dumb. What's the difference? We used to do it in the ring, but now we do it in the ether. That's still the same GM bull crap. But whatever, the two did have a match. I actually quite enjoyed it, and Charlotte got the win after hitting Bayley with the spear. So poor Bayley, she feels lost in the shuffle. Maybe now we can start building to that heel turn. We then got a promo from Becky, who just spouted out that she will also be taking on Charlotte Flair at Money in the Bank for the SmackDown title, because of course she's already got a match with Lacey Evans on that same day for the Raw title. And that didn't really make sense to me, because we were told Charlotte could cash it in whenever, and then Becky was like, screw it, we'll do it at the pay-per-view. So Becky 2 belts is also having Becky 2 matches. Didn't work, but look, all of this was actually fine. It was actually quite intriguing. We then got the same Bray Wyatt Firefly Funhouse that we did on Raw, and that was a bit weird, because I kind of liked the intrigue of not knowing where it was going to go, and then seeing it again watered it down just a little bit. I think it would have been better to have just kept it on Monday nights. But I will say this, if you haven't seen it, firstly, go watch Raw Ups and Downs, where you can get my opinions on it. Spoiler, I like it, and also you should just watch it, because it's really intriguing. If you watch it like 2 or 3 times, you'll notice other things. Let's see what happens on Raw. It was main event time next, and I tell you this, I exploded with happiness. I exploded with joy. It's what I was talking about in the intro. I never saw it coming, but I'm damn happy it did, even if a few people out there on social media land don't like it. I liked it so much, it doesn't just get it up, it gets the golden up. It was Kofi Kingston versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the WWE title, but screw that, I couldn't even care less, especially because it was really weird. Despite the fact that WWE have done nothing with Shinsuke Nakamura in around about 242 years, here someone decided, well, we can't beat Shinsuke Nakamura clean, that would be crazy. So Rusev just got in, beat up Kofi Kingston, and that caused the DQ. It's after all this that I want to focus on though, because Rusev and Nakamura being the heels, they started to throw punches at the New Day, and Kevin Owens and Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston were fighting back until KO saw his opportunity and he super kicked Kofi right in the damn face. He went off on Xavier Woods too and basically went back to his old heel self, and that's what I wanted. He even grabbed the WWE title and pushed it right into Kofi's nose like, this won't be yours for long, pal. It's gonna be mine. And somewhere deep down, I actually hope he wins. That's how much I like Owens. So all of it was a ruse, and he'd done so to try and get himself a world title shot, and I'm sure he will get that at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. And I know some people are saying, oh, it was too soon. WWE should have built it up more and brought back Big E and then done something there. Nah, look, let's face it. WWE doesn't do that anymore, and we can moan and complain about that till the cows come home, but they're more of a quick trigger kind of a company these days. So if that is the case, of course, you can still complain about it, but I would just much rather appreciate it and enjoy it for what it is. And you're damn right I want to see Kevin Owens as a bad guy again, and you're damn right I want to see Kofi, the ultimate good guy, going against KO, the ultimate bad guy. Also, it meant we had a cliffhanger ending. I love a cliffhanger ending. And that's that. What do you want from me? I can't control my reactions, and I can't control my instincts. It made me so happy, I even thought about doing a Kevin Owens dance. I don't know what that would consist of. I'd probably just do this. That'd be my Kevin Owens dance. It's really hard to dance, so I've only got that as a window. Anyway, SmackDown, really good show this week, nice and short, loads happened. Maybe I'm just in a more positive mood than usual. 2 thumbs up all around. Now, don't forget to leave a comment below and let us know what you thought about SmackDown and the Kevin Owens heel turn. I know, too soon, blah, blah, blah. But look, you're entitled to your opinion, and I always appreciate it. Like, share, and subscribe. Head over to WhatCulture.com, read yourself some articles. Follow WhatCulture on Twitter, WhatCulture WWE, and watch more videos here on WhatCulture Wrestling. My name is Simon from WhatCulture. Thank you very much for watching me. And of course, Ups and Downs will be back Tuesday at 2 p.m. BST for Raw.